I'm Philip Ranjit Basi, a proud product of Derby, and for over 4 decades I've had the privilege of working in television production for ITV and the BBC and other worldwide networks. As I reflect on my journey, I've come to realise the profound impact that my roots in Derby and the experience of the South Asian community have had on shaping my path. For many like me, the significance of Winters extends far beyond just a studio. It's a conduit of connections, a bridge that spans continents and generations. My father, a pioneer in his own right, found solace and celebration within the walls of Winters. His journey as one of the first Asians to settle in Derby is immortalized in the frames that adorn our family album. Growing up in Derby, Winters was just more than a studio. It was a beacon of inspiration, a window into the world of endless possibilities. Every day, as I passed by on my paper round, I would pause, transfixed by the images that adorned its windows. Little did I know then that these fleeting glances would shape the course of my life. For it was this early influence that ignited a passion within me, a passion that would lead me to the corridors of the TV industry. In every frame, in every scene, I carried with me the lessons learned from those moments spent gazing into Winters' windows. Today, guided by the passionate staff of Winters, my sister and her friend embark on a journey to unearth the treasures of our past. Together, they delve into a wonderland of photographs, documents and artifacts. Each piece a testament to a bygone era. Every artifact holds a story waiting to be told. This is more than just a documentary, it's a testament to the power of memory, of connection, and of those stories that bind us all together. A story of heritage, of community, and of the enduring power of the human spirit. A bridge between generations and a light on the enduring legacy of the South Asian community in Derby through the lens of W. Winters. Welcome to the exploration of our shared history, a truly Winters Wonderland.
Yeah, let's do this then. Hello.
Hello there.
How are you doing?
Hi, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Welcome to Winters. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Gosh, I remember this place.
Oh gosh, yeah. I remember this. In the 60s, this has been here since.
Well, when I walked straight here, look, it's still there. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's not changed at all.
That's the original frontage. I remember that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We walked in and then it was like that. That was amazing. Gosh, I can't believe our dad used to come here in the 50s to have their portraits taken to send back to India.
I know, but the thing is, I remember coming in for our family photographs and seeing the door there, and also, can you smell?
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's definitely that smell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Books. Yeah, but it
Book
smells
smell.
of history.
Yeah,
Don't you think
yeah,
of
definitely.
history?
That will be the old negatives and the books. Would you like to see where they're kept?
Oh yes, please. That'd be lovely.
Do you want to
Thank
come
you.
through?
Yeah,
Come on,
thank you.
Winters is it's like an onion. You see the outside of it, and you think, well, that's not a very big place, and you step through the door, and you begin to sort of peel back the layers of history. There's so much history here. This studio here was built in 1867. It's we think the oldest purpose-built studio still in use for its original purpose anywhere in the world, and everything's still here. So you can see some of the things around me. The furniture that was in the studio that people lent on in the 1860s and 70s when they were having their photographs taken for carte de visite, it's still here. And you can see it in the photographs, and you can see it in the studio, and it's just layer upon layer of amazing history that means so much to many of the people who lived in Derby in the past and still live in Derby today.
Come and have a look.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. This is where all the
That's
negatives
it.
are stored and all the
look
books.
at this.
Oh my gosh, they're so well labelled, and look at them all the way up there. Oh, Dad's in there somewhere.
I want to go right to the,
The
top.
top,
Yeah.
He will be. I think
Yeah.
he might even be the box that's right at the top.
Yeah, 1952.
Where it says A1.
Yeah,
This is
wow.
great. I never thought I'd be at the back of Winters and looking at this. How lucky are we? Gosh.
Oh, it's amazing.
And that smell again.
I love
History.
it.
History, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
The history of people's lives.
That's it.
Totally.
Couldn't put it better.
I mean, any photographic collection is worth keeping. It might be taken by amateur photographers, it might be taken by professional photographers, but each photograph captures an essence of a moment. And where that collection is documenting a population or part of a population, it becomes even more important, because on each of those glass plates, on each of those acetate sheets, is a person or a group of people, of families that have perhaps come into Derby, and without those photographs, we've no record of them. You know, photographs are such an important document, and any collection, wherever it is, must be preserved. The collection here at Winters and its relevance to the Asian community, because so many were photographed here, is just beyond compare, and it has to be maintained and conserved for the future.
Well, historically, I think Winters has done very well in welcoming the South Asian community to have their pictures taken here. I think that's something to say about their character, number one, for them to allow that to happen. And then obviously, I think most of them who migrated here would have had a picture here taken at one point or another. I certainly know visiting homes, everyone's got a picture of themselves, what they first looked like when they arrived in the country in the 1950s and 1960s. So I think the historical document, you've got to bear in mind that where we are now, people have forgotten even what people look like then. So it's just an amazing record and an archive that needs to be cherished in Derby.
Come on then, let's go upstairs.
Thank you.
Do you want to look upstairs?
Oh, I did look at
Yes,
them.
definitely.
Gosh. Oh, me, the waiting area.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Not changed that much?
It hasn't at all. No. The fireplace hasn't at all.
And Winters it's a place where everyone's always been welcome. It's always been a warm welcome. It's always been a place where you can come through the door here and the staff will sit you down, make you a cup of tea, relax you in a way that ensures that the photographs they take are just beautiful, because they're the real you. They're the you that is relaxed and that comes across. So if you're sending a picture home to your parents or your family somewhere else, they can see that you're relaxed and you're welcome in that place. And that to me is just brilliant.
All right, what have we got here then, Louisa?
Right, so this is a book that is dated back to 1953, and this is all the clients that came in to have their portraits taken at Winters. So, if you've got relatives that have come to Winters, the chances are they'll be in here.
Dad.
Yeah,
definitely.
Now, the only issue that we've got is that probably when your dad came over, they used the surname Singh.
Yeah.
So it's a case of going through the index and having a look to see if we can recognise any addresses that are familiar to you. Okay, so if we go through.
Dad did use the surname Partup, so he wasn't a Singh, and we know the address.
You know the address, right, okay.
So his might be easier.
If we go down to P, look.
There's P there.
There's P.
It's the names, isn't it? Because remember, we were only children. The names are going to throw us out. Like, we'd know them to look at, wouldn't we?
I mean, the other thing is to go through and have a look if you can see an address.
You do the addresses and I'll do the names. You look for 39 Bateman Street, or anything in Bateman Street, to be fair.
Nothing there?
No.
Right, so let's go to S. And to begin with, you won't see many things, but as you get through, if you go through, as we turn the page, you'll probably find that quite a few things start showing up.
What year was this? Burton Road, hang on. Bloomfield Street.
Look for Bateman Street.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because that'd be your dad.
Yeah.
And,
Bateman Street.
oh, there's Bateman Street.
There you go.
39.
Oh my
Advance,
gosh.
39 Bateman Street.
So do you recognise these names?
Yeah, one of them. One of them. This one.
Yeah.
He was the gentleman that couldn't hear, and he lived on the top floor.
Sisa.
Do you remember? Yeah.
Sisa.
We used to call him Baba Bola.
Baba Bola, that's it, because he couldn't hear.
That means
that's
Uncle Who's Deaf. Well, that's how we named him, Uncle Who's
We
Deaf.
were told not to say Bola.
Yeah, we couldn't say it, but yeah.
That's how we used to say, God.
Oh gosh,
so his full name was Advance.
Yeah.
It is important to keep this history alive because, of course, we've been here over 50 years now, say 60 years. And I've got my children that are adults and my grandchildren. So something, say, if you told me this, say, maybe 40 years ago, it wouldn't hit a chord so much. But now, as we're getting older and we're in our mid-60s, it's so important because it's our inheritance. This is how we came. I remember as a young adult, my mum explaining to me, often the plan was not to stay here. It was to come here, earn money, go back, and we'd have a better life in India. It wasn't as though it was that bad for us. We had the land to live on in Bandala. But it was coming here and then seeing the future mainly because of the children, meaning I was the firstborn here. And of course, there's 6 of us. So our future was here and we were going to stay here. So this is what I try and pass on to my children. And it's so important to come here now, and especially today, to actually see Winters, because I go past it and you just think, oh yeah, I had my photograph taken there. But actually seeing the place, the building, it's not changed much, the smell, it's just something that I can't explain in words at all. Amazing.
Coming here and the journey that we've had today has been so important so that we can actually refresh our own memories, because day to day you forget, you get busy in your own lives, and that we can now actually realise that it's really important that our children know where the timeline of events, and there's places that were important to our parents that now are important to us, to actually to know that this kind of history needs to be kept alive and passed on and recorded in all of its different facets: photographs, movies, interviews and archives, and any of those things are really, really important, and people like yourself are doing a grand job.
So if you have a look, but it might be easier to pick out.
I think
Dad would have used Singh, you see, because he wouldn't have used Basi in those days.
39 Bateman Street, because
it's easier to find, isn't it?
The address.
What we did notice when looking through these, that there were certain addresses that
kept popping up. I bet Dad's did.
Sale Street would have been a popular one as well.
Yeah. Because in the early days, when Dad bought our house, everybody used to come to his house, live there for a short while, until they found jobs and houses and other accommodation.
Right.
And
here we go, look. Sings.
I've spotted one already.
39, Mr. P.
So there's one here, look. Do you recognise that name?
I don't, my brother definitely would.
Gurdev Singh rings a bell to me.
Yeah. Oh God, Munga Singh.
Munga?
That name rings a bell, 5 Bateman Street.
Well, you know what, I really wish, say only 6 years ago, 7 years ago, your dad, he would have been absolutely...
P. Singh, look there.
He wouldn't believe all this is kept on a file.
Oh my
I can't believe it myself. Hang on, there's Mr. P. Singh.
Yeah.
Look, how many people always landed at 39 Bateman Street. I thought it was just a few of us.
But no.
There's
lots. I know when you hear your dad used to say, how many, but you don't put a number on. Well, if it wasn't for Uncle from 39 Bateman Street, this wouldn't have happened at all. He was the main man. He was the one that everyone went to. He's the one who opened the door. He's the one that started it way back. I mean, when you think about 1952, it's a long time, and he was so brave. And I think he was only 19 to come here and start this. And if it wasn't for them doing the homework and then going to Winters, we've looked at the books, me and Susan have looked at the books, and how many people have started off from 39 Bateman Street and flourished and come to Winters because of Susan's dad. So this was...
Because they'd come here for their photograph to send back to their families to say that we're okay. Because obviously nobody had a camera.
Yeah, but your dad knew the drill. He knew straight away they would be nervous.
So do you think your dad would have sent them here then? And
Yeah, he would have done.
Susan's dad would definitely, yes.
Oh, here's some more, Pete and Dell.
And then there would have been the ones then moved to Dexter Street.
Yeah,
so they've been our village people that moved. Yeah.
So there is a Dexter Street does
There'll
show
be
up quite
Dexter
a lot.
Street, Sale Street,
High Street.
But there wouldn't have been. Hang on, there was Grayling Street, but I don't think any went there. It was
Barlow Street.
Barlow Street, yeah. And then you would have got Rosehill Street as well.
Yeah, Rosehill Street.
Yeah, Rosehill Street, because it was all Asians on Rosehill Street eventually.
Yeah.
You know, that's where they moved to. Not at first, the houses were very expensive.
Yeah, so everybody lived locally. Dairy House Road was very popular.
Yeah.
From Bateman Street, they'd go to Dairy House Road, anywhere. Well, there's another one, but and Alexander Street.
That was another one, wasn't it, near Shaftesbury Street?
Yeah,
that's it. God, all these streets have just come to mind.
Wow.
So yeah, I think Winters is significant because it houses probably the vast majority of South Asians who came here. And it might be a bit of a minefield, but the good thing is they have documents and they've documented them, they have a file reference on those images, and we can research some of the people. So the question sometimes might arise, people have moved on from Derby, but who were they? It's all kept here, that information. What did they look like? And also, they're probably traceable as well, you know, in fact that they might still live here, as I'm experiencing already in many families. They have images of themselves in the early years in Winters.
My earliest memories of being here, I can actually remember. I was born in India in 1960, then came over here at a year old. And then in 1963, my father was planning on sending us all back to India. And I do remember the photograph that was taken here and Mum dressing us all up. And then Dad taking me shopping from here, and he bought me a doll to take back to India with me. And my grandmother kept that doll in India, and it's still there.
Right. Okay. So.
Wow. Okay. That
was brilliant.
Put that down over there. So, out of our archives.
Oh gosh, more revelations.
We've got some images for you to have a look at. Do you recognise any of those?
Let's have a look. I'll have to put my glasses on for this. I don't, but like I said, my brother would actually, that's the picture I thought, but it's not.
Here we go then. There we are. What about those? Put that on there. So this was the typical photograph that they would come in and have taken to send back to India.
We've got them. I'm surprised you haven't picked out Dad in any of those, because it would have been.
Wait a minute, let me just have a look at these. I'm looking at these. Oh my God, that's Sissa. Look at his eyes. That is Sissa Young.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, because he's got more hair there.
Yeah.
Oh my life. Oh, I remember him. We used to call him the Chicken Man. We used to get in so much trouble. His room was right at the top of 39 Bateman Street, and he would keep the chickens there day and night, and he used to put them to one side so that we couldn't see them, but sometimes they used to come down the stairs. Of course, my mum used to say not to go upstairs. Of course, me being the way I am, I used to, and I used to get told off. Oh my God, it's the Chicken Man. That's what we used to call him, and he used to scare us, always shouting at us to go downstairs.
What is important is what the studio has produced, how it's captured the essence of the community of Derby, and that is now present in its archive, and that archive must be maintained. It's a very visual, it's a very tactile record of the community that is Derby.
I mean, looking through these, I mean, this was like, I mean, I was only a child, but there's so many of these people that Dad would have known straight away, and Uncle Susan's dad would have known straight away, because they all came here, didn't they, to And some of them lived at 39 Bateman Street. Just wish I knew who they were and where they are now, or their families here in Derby. Most probably past the grandkids, and I wouldn't know who they are. Yet if mum and dad were around, they would have said, you know, so-and-so and so-and-so from the Bind Bandala, their dad, granddad or granddad came. It would have been absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? But oh well, we can do with all this and save it for our children and grandchildren, can't we?
The importance of Winters taking those portraits, making the men look smart, letting them wear a tie, giving them a watch and a pen. The men came here, they worked so hard, and sometimes they were working 7 days a week. They wanted their families to know that they were okay, they were prosperous, and they were doing well. So those little gestures were important for their parents to know, oh, our son's doing really well over there, even though they'd probably come from a double shift here to have the photograph taken. But it was important, and Winters enabled that, and they made it, you know, easier for them to look good, and the way they posed and the way they dressed.
At the same time, while my father was sending pictures back to India, my mother would send some in return, showing that all was well. One particular photograph puzzled me as a child. I remember asking my mum, "Who's the girl in this picture?" She would laugh and explain, "That's your elder brother." Then she recalled how, while my father was busy carving out a better life for us in the UK, she and other women back home would dress their sons as girls. This was a strategy to protect them. Disguised as girls, they were less likely to be kidnapped and forced into labour to provide a lucrative income. Additionally, it avoided the needs for dowries later, which only be required for daughters. This story highlights the incredible power of a photograph, not just to capture moments, but to reveal the hidden narratives of resilience and survival behind them. It was a camera acquired from Winters that became the silent guardian of a family's history. Without it, our archive would be but a whisper in the winds of time. Through its lens, my father captured the moments that define our lives, moments that would have otherwise faded into obscurity.
चिट्ठी आई है चिट्ठी आई है चिट्ठी आई है वतन से चिट्ठी आई है ऊपर मेरा नाम लिखा है अंदर ये पैगाम लिखा है ओ परदेस को जाने वाले लौट के फिर न आने वाले सात समंदर पार गया तू हमको जिंदा मार गया तू खून के
your father, he bought that camera. It must have been an expensive thing for him to buy. And if you buy something that's expensive like that, you want to take a good photograph. And Winters knew that. The people who were here understood that your father wanted to improve his photographic technique, and he wanted to create great pictures that he could send to his family and friends. And that's just great that they're willing to help him along his way of his photographic journey. And we want to continue that into the future. But in the past, they nurtured the photographers of Derby. So right back from the beginning, there's a photograph of all of the photographers of Derby in the 1860s. And we think it's taken by W. Winter. We think that he took the photograph because he's not in it. And right from that period, he was influential in helping other photographers, bringing them on. You see you see people who have used the studio in the past, and they've then put, they've put their photographs on Winter's materials, and you can see that Winters have welcomed people in, other photographers, amateur and professional, to use the space to learn about photography and to actually learn from each other. And I think that's lovely, and that's something that I know that we want to continue into the future. We want to ensure that Winters is the sort of place that inspires new photographers. It inspires everybody to take better photographs.
Yeah.
Do you recognise anyone on those?
Oh my, like that's me!
Oh, that's you.
God, there's Dad. Oh God, this Bargy. Mum with her velvet suit. That was a sage green suit with little braid from Nottingham Lace. There used to be a man that used to come, and you couldn't buy the braid, and there used to be like delivery vans that used to come for food,
Yeah, that's right.
And these Junia scarves were lace.
Right.
So Mum and Susan's mum, really good dressmaker, they wanted them to be slightly different. So the lace used to come from Nottingham.
Oh, okay.
There used to be somebody that was related, his name was Gurmeet Jimma. He used to go to the markets in Nottingham and get the lace, things like that, bring it, and lots of women would buy it, and then they'd sew it by hand on their Junia.
Gosh,
Wow. Here we go. Are you ready then? So you'll recognise that.
Oh,
Look at my Dad. Gosh.
Look at him, he's got a magazine in his hand. How
It was
smart.
very much a pose to show his dad, Babaji,
Yeah,
look how well I'm
doing.
Hmm.
How lovely is that? And we've all actually sat in that chair, because that chair you've still got, haven't you? Is it there? Yeah. It's part of, look, there's the chair, look. That's that same chair.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
Oh, goodness me, there's us.
That's you, look. That's you.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's my older brother.
That's Narinda.
Yeah, and my younger brother.
Yeah. Look at you.
Oh, my gosh.
And
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
you recognise that one?
Because I can remember they were called Gavilli, weren't they?
Yeah.
And my hair used to be so thick, and mine wouldn't
Yeah.
hang like yours. I'm sorry.
We've come so far. Sorry about this.
That's all right.
The old folk.
They worked so hard. And at the time, we just thought it was normal. We never thought, no one ever said to us, are you going on
And these
holiday?
would have been our best clothes.
Yeah.
You're going to have your picture taken, so they would have dressed us.
Dad our parents how to pose. Just look.
No, because
these
here.
pictures, when you look now, I know I've seen them on the mantelpiece as kids. We have seen these. We all had them, didn't we? It was no biggie. Now looking back, you know that they're sitting there with pride and showing, look, back at home, look what we're doing and what we're achieving for our children.
Yeah.
We've made it.
We've made it.
Yeah.
And this is why they never did want to sort of return back,
No.
but never forget. But they thought this is where our future
Yeah.
is for our children, grandchildren, and we're staying.
Right.
But Dad, to come here and have a picture taken, to take a day off work, say, let's get dressed.
A Saturday.
Saturday or whatever day of the week it was, that would have been a huge thing for him to have to actually
That's how I
do.
remember your mum coming with the glasses,
Yeah. As we came in and Louisa showed us the books, that was amazing. And the history of the house that Dad had bought, 39 Bateman Street, and seeing names of other men that had come with him at the time to live and support their families eventually. And then to see the same furniture that's still there at the moment that Dad had lent on, then the early pictures that Mum and Dad had taken, that was really funny to see that, myself on that furniture as I was then, now looking back. And it was really emotional because our parents just wanted something to remember their stay in England, because they were never going to stay. They were always going to come and work here and then go back.
So trendy.
Yeah.
Are you ready then?
No.
That's Softy.
Oh.
Original neg.
Oh, wow.
Look how smart my mum's got me.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I know. And then
see your eyeliner as well.
Yeah, very much so. She always wanted. I mean, I had large eyes anyway, but she used to always say, "No, you have to put sunmat on."
Goodness, wow! What an amazing portrait. 1960. Your father, your brother, your sister, and your mother, I presume. I mean, this. Without knowing you, it's just a portrait, but there's so much more in it. So even if we hadn't met, just looking at this, knowing that it's a family that here in Derby, forming part of the cultural fabric of Derby. And this is what, 40, 50, 60 plus years ago. Must have been one of the earliest incomers from India. And now such an integral part of society. I know this is his suit that he's wearing. I know it's not his pen. And just the fact that a pen has been put in his pocket to suggest, he's a writer or is a professional. All these symbols within this picture are so important to read how photography and the photographer are capturing an essence of society. It's a wonderful, wonderful portrait. And as I say, if I didn't know the background to this picture, it would still be important. But now I know this is your family, it makes it even more important. What a great thing to have. And you've got the negative as well. Fantastic.
Well, actually, I didn't expect that at all. I've seen that photograph so many times before, and it's been a while since I've seen it. And actually seeing it here at Winters, it was just so, I can't even describe it. It's just something that made me feel very emotional, because I feel that my mum and dad are here and thinking, wow, you're here, that is so special. And seeing the furniture was just the icing on the cake. To see that table still here, this day and age in the 21st century, where I sat actually it's even making me choke now, as a toddler, sitting there with my big brother, who lives in Canada now, and just a few inches away where my mum and dad would have been as young people.
It's a lovely, lovely picture, and I like the fact that everybody is engaged with the photographer. It was probably Hubert, I guess, or maybe even his father at that point. And you can see that actually he's captured the faces and look at the happiness in your brother's face there. That's lovely, isn't it? And I also love the fact that you could have your photograph taken sitting in that same chair. It's still here, and with that table next to you. That's what Winters does best. Is it captures the generations in the same places and with the same things around them. It's just it's a lovely, lovely photo.
So, do you want to see the furniture that you would have sat on?
Oh, yes, please. Oh, gosh.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go, stay there.
Oh gosh. They're there.
Yeah.
There's a chair, look, there's the chair.
Oh, God. It's a history in itself. This is like a Pandora box. I've not been here for such a long while. So when we opened the door, and then from one section seeing the reception area, and then coming upstairs and saying, yes, fine. Then you go into the sitting room where we're having the interview now, and then going into the place where you're, photographs taken as you as just a young child. It's just amazing. It's like, it's something that you can't explain unless you go through it and you've been there. And I want to really explain to my children and my grandchildren, especially the older two as well. It'll be like a really good history lesson that involves us.
Yeah, we've already talked about Derby being this cultural melting pot of people from across the world, and how Winters has always accepted those people. But it's done more than accept them. It's helped them along the way with the pictures that they needed for things. It's helped them. It wouldn't surprise me if while Hubert was taking pictures or other photographers were taking pictures that they talked, just as we're talking today. It's how you relax somebody, isn't it? And the photographer has always wanted to capture the real person, and so So as those people passed through these doors, as they arrived in Derby and as they settled in Derby and made Derby their home, those people felt that Winters was their home too, I think, because of the acceptance and the warm welcome that they've made. So photography is an art. Photographers are skilled. People forget that often, and you see endless Facebook posts and things that, if it's a painting, they always mention the photographer. If it's a photo, they're the artist rather, and if it's a photographer, they never mention the photographer, and that's really sad. So I saw a post the other day with a picture of Steve Bloomer. I know that was taken in this studio here, and he's the greatest footballer that England ever produced, arguably. And he was photographed here at Winters. His photograph was printed, or it's been printed in papers, it's been printed in books. They don't credit Winters, and it's so important that we recognise the skill and the artistry of photographers, because it's what they've built their life on, and it's what they give back to us that's really important. Those photographers are highly skilled, and the people at Winters were no different than any other photographer, and in many cases they were better than other photographers. You can see that from the medals that they won at all sorts of exhibitions and things, and that photography is such a mixture of art and science, and the sort of chemicals that we use and the processes that we use. All of that is absolutely key to the story of Winters, and in preserving that, the purpose of preserving it is to share it, and the purpose of sharing it is to ensure that people understand it but can have a go at it, can learn how to do those things, can be part of the sort of photographic story of Winters into the future. So I think it's absolutely key that we recognise the art of photography. We're all photographers, but we're not all great photographers, and actually if Winters can help people to be better photographers and think about photography differently, that will be my dream, really.